can be wide-ranging and topical.
It could be leadership aspirations, educational, empowerment, their participation in governance, motherhood, their well-being, and more.
These varieties that could be of interest to you can only be captured on Women's World on the SLBC TV.
On Sundays, 4:30 to 5 p.m. Women's World could be your best bet.
Give it up for the woman.
Women's issues can be wide-ranging and topical.
Good day and welcome to Women's World. Even though it has been a rainy Sunday,
Motherhood, their well-being, and more.
coming up in this
Varieties
edition,
that could be of interest
Sierra
to you
Leone gets
can
first
only be
female actor
captured
in
on
general.
Women's World
As
on
Kailang
the
in women, as
On Sundays,
Kailang
4:30
women
to 5
governance
p.m.
get some
Women's
increase in
World
female
could be your
representation
best bet.
in governance. Plus music, I am MC Simpson.
Women's issues can be wide-ranging and topical.
It could be leadership aspirations, educational, empowerment, their participation in governance, motherhood, their well-being, and more.
These varieties that could be of interest to you can only be captured on Women's World on the
The relief of duty of former Attorney General and Minister of Justice Charles Francis Magai has seen a replacement with the first female holder of that office. Well, this has been seen as a breakthrough for women campaigners for increased women representation in strategic positions in governance. One of those organizations is the 50-50 group, a gender parity group. Well, in the studios to talk about this latest appointment is the Western Area Coordinator 50-50, Seye Kuma. Good afternoon and welcome to Women's World.
Good afternoon, Princess. Thank you for having me.
So what does this appointment mean for women in general?
It means we're happy for it. It means it's very historic, like you rightly mentioned. For the first time in the history of the country, we're having a woman serving as an Attorney General and Minister of Justice. It's a wonderful decision by His Excellency, the President of this country, retired Brigadier Julius Maada Bio. The women of Sierra Leone are happy for this appointment, and of course the 50-50 group is so much delighted to talk about this. And looking at the person in question, Dr. Priscilla, she's been around for quite some time now, and she's got a very clear clean track record as far as legal issues are concerned. She's lectured in universities like Leicester in the UK, Queen Mary in America, and she used to serve as the personal assistant of our former Vice President Solomon.
So her CV can match with her predecessor, Charles Francis Magai, that has been considered as a legal guru in this country.
Of course, she's got a very rich CV, a very impressive one, I think, which is one of the reasons that informed her appointment. You know, it's one of the reasons, that made President Biobi attracted to her serving in such a capacity. She's got a very rich CV. She's well informed as far as legal issues is concerned. She's been around within the legal framework for quite some time now. She understands the challenges we have within a legislature, and I think she's in the right
So what
spot.
will her appointment bring to the table?
Well, we hope that our appointment brings change to the country, because currently she's serving as a legal person for every Sierra Leonean, and knowing the kind of credentials she's having, the legal background she has, and the experience she's attained within the legal framework, we believe that she can really deliver, and we believe she has all what it takes to command the necessary change within her mandate, and we believe she can really thrive so well in the position that will, possibly create more room for women to be appointed into different strategic positions.
Are you concerned about circumstances surrounding her appointment?
Well, we're happy about her appointment. Well, we actually cannot tell, personally I can tell the reason why the former Attorney General was relieved of his duty anyway. But I don't think I should be much bothered about it. But the good thing is we have a woman as the Attorney General, the first time in the history of this country, and we believe it will be a push against gender-based violence, against injustices against women in this country, because if you have a woman serving in such a capacity, she should ensure that justice has been served to everyone in this country.
Okay, Teria, continue to stay with us. She is the Western Area Coordinator of 50/50, Teria Kuma. She's here to talk about the recent appointment of the first female Attorney General. The Eastern Region Women in Governance is a network of women advocating for increased female representation in governance. Although the overall score of female representation in the recent elections has not been impressive, the network has made some strides in the region. The strides, according to the network, cannot be unconnected with the role of the media. During a visit to the SLBC, the President, Yusuf Gondo, explains more in this interview.
Talk. So that talk where then they send we for good talk, they market you. How they market you now? They make people they sabi we, they make people they know say woman they say the importance in the community, woman they say for become leaders. They make even the woman all for supporting company woman. But when they see we, so they give you more support because they know say they admire. Okay. So you're not councillor, right? Yeah. And which constituency or ward? Constituency is 015 ward 42. Okay. So now like almost woman then so then give the way one council. Well, I mean the only woman where the award symbol and I stand a win back. You win back. Yeah. Okay, so the 3 districts and also they make this organization and which now the 3 districts. Okay. Now so how many parliamentarians are get in total in councillors now? Well, in total, the councillors then we get 25. Okay. Then the honourable them, I think 3. Okay. Because one from your own constituency will promote one our constituency 015 ward 42. Okay. Now I can tell you thank you because really it's your voice, my voice. Now the people in voice this Nasalo. So in what way you want the SLBC support now? It's our activities as we don't begin this year. At least we don't mean the 2018. Well, we really want the SLBC continue to support me. So let them allow like the parliamentarians and the honourables them, especially the women ones them, and even the councillors them, let them allow we collect with the vote, we promote radio programs, not for now, but for television. The other years television programs for the next coming 2023 election. So now the campaign and they're gonna have more symbols. Yes, because not for we now, so that other women will see that and admire. So they self will come, they will come on board. They will not say woman them this time here so then self they want that 30 quota. Okay. So we want for involve more women. So if you say the work we send you do when a Christian aid they put couple, it will make the woman actualize and be inside politics. Yes. Not all Christian aid no more they help. Okay. Also Irish aid. They help. Yes. So when they continue for help we, but let them they help they bring to them back again, let them they help we on time. Especially the time where we there for the symbol awarding and let them continue to the time when we stand in election. Okay, you may not be councillor, but now but you can be councillor. So you experience it? Well, really, that's my first time this. My first time, okay. Yes. What's your experience as a woman? Well, my experience, be bitter anyway because there are so many challenges. So we get the challenges, we get the good ones, and we get the bad ones.
But you
One
able
of the yes, we be able to. One of the challenges is the delegates them really where them be choose. Mostly na the man them, and they not be give them the awareness of this gender. Yes, they not been get her. Then
for women in politics.
Then the other thing is, women them they not look for support and from the woman.
Why?
Well, because because of money. And
But you
then
know,
tend them-
because the way
and
woman
jealousy,
is behave
yes,
to the
jealousy,
woman there.
I not feel so. Because
Because some
women,
man say I prefer man than woman.
woman no want there in company with them.
Okay. So, but you know, that's just kind of explain. Not feel say another train owner for come with a woman then on attitude that woman for be able to company woman.
Well, really, we don't dey get them training and they consent. So, in fact, now that make me like a miso already for women because we go, I apply that strategy go to them. I begin to talk to them according to how they explain me, talk to them nicely, do some other things there we will make them get confidence to make them go for meeting.
So, let me thank you for make way when I come for answer everything.
Is the president of the Eastern Region Women in Governance, Lucy Kondo, ending that interview with Yvette Jascob during a visit to the SLBC to show gratitude for the role it played during the electioneering process. Well, I still have in the studio Teye Kuruma, who is the coordinator of 50, the Western Area coordinator of 50/50 Group, on the recent appointment of the first female Attorney General and Minister of Justice in Senegal. Before this time, your organization is one of the organizations campaigning for 30% quota. So could this be an attempt in that direction?
Well, this has been one of our pleas to have women be included in strategic positions within our governance setup or governance framework. So we're happy that we now have a woman serving as an Attorney General. For us, it's a welcoming news, but we need more. We need more women to be appointed in different decision-making processes, especially with the low parliamentary representation of women currently. We need more women because when you have more women on the corridors of power, you have the issues of women being thoroughly articulated. You have women pushing for the status of women to be elevated, for the welfare of women to be sought. So, I mean, that's why we really advocating, we're lobbying to the powers that be. So they see it very essential, very important, and very vital in this contemporary age to ensure that as much women are being included. Because when you have women articulating the issues of women affecting policies that have to do with women.
With broader perspective.
Yeah, because the challenge another woman faces is the same challenge I am facing as a woman. So when you have women in strategic positions, you have them articulating on policies, putting pins to issues that really militate against women, that affect the status of women in this country. And these women will be so much passionate to ensure that things are thoroughly implemented, laws are being thoroughly implemented. As we speak, we have about 3,000 rape cases that have not been thoroughly looked into. So if we have women who understand what it means to be raped, who understand what it means to be discriminated against, we have a situation in which these women, being that they are authorities, they have this power. You have a situation in which they will push against all of these societal ills, and we want justice to be served to every woman who tends to be victimized.
Dr. Priscilla is coming in at a time when there have been criticisms towards the the judiciary, call it for reform. So what do you expect?
Yeah, that's a very good concern. Of course, anyone can testify to the fact that our judiciary, our legislation right now really needs a total reformation. But the good thing is we have an experienced woman serving in that capacity right now. Personally, I have no doubt in her. The women of Sierra Leone have no doubt in her. The 50-50 group has no doubt in her. We believe she can do it. We believe she has all what it takes. She has the propensity, she has the proficiency to contain these challenges. Of course, challenges are inevitable in our different workplaces, but it takes mature, experienced, informed people who are able to identify the challenges, people who've been in the system.
Well, when it comes to governance, one can consider her as a new kid on the block, despite her involvement as PA to former vice president.
Well, I don't think so. This woman, she's one of the people that set up the special courts. She's one of the people, you know, that really contributed immensely towards the setting up of the special courts. And granted that she used to work as the personal assistant for a former vice president, must have equipped her with a lot of experience as far as governance is concerned. So we believe she can make a breakthrough in our administration, within our mandate. We have no doubt in her. We believe she can make the change. And of course, being there, she understands that what she does will affect other women, will possibly create way for more women to be entrusted with such strategic positions. So being there, she's been compelled. She has a whole responsibility of proving herself well to society, of making the change to society, of standing out to society, of showing the world, showing Sierra Leoneans that women can do it.
So do we expect more appointments for women in this new dispensation?
Of course, like I earlier mentioned, currently we have about 5 full ministers. We have about 5 deputy ministers. We have 1 resident minister. We have 1 minister of state. And we have 1 advisor to the president and ambassador at large. And of course, I want to comment on two positions among the positions I've just highlighted. For the first time in the history of Sierra Leone again, we want to commend His Excellency President Bio. For the first time again in the history of Sierra Leone, we have a woman serving as the presidential advisor and ambassador at large. We're happy for that appointment also. And of course, for the first time in the history of Sierra Leone, we're having a woman serving in the capacity of a resident minister in Northwest. So we're happy for all of these appointments. But again, we need more. We need more. And of course, we have more women who can really handle those positions well. It's a matter of going through the list of women who've been creating change in this country, women who are bound to instill decency, who are bound to reform strategic positions. We have devoid
of political belonging.
It can be devoid of political belonging. The most important thing is we want to see Sierra Leone move forward with competent people in different positions. So if we have competent women, regardless of political affiliation, why don't we have them in? Besides, we have a lot of women, even within the SLPP, the Sierra Leone People's Party, we have women who can really perform well, women who've proved very competent to handle different positions if they're given the task. So we have those women. We have women who are not even so much into politics, you know, but who can do it within the different administrative frameworks if they have been accorded with those positions. So we have women around.
So any goodwill message for Dr. Priscilla?
I want to continue to assure her that the women of Sierra Leone are proud of her. We believe in her competence. We know she can really create the necessary change our legal framework deserves right now, and we believe so much in her. We just want to encourage her to be strong, to put on a really thick skin, because she's really likely to meet with a whole lot of challenges, and knowing how strong she is, we believe, we're quite certain that she can contain all of those challenges. And we just encourage her to be very focused. No matter what comes her way, the most important thing is she's there to achieve her full mandate and make ways for more women to be entrusted with certain strategic positions. We have no doubt in her. We have so much of course, teamwork is it's a key ideal as far as administration is concerned. So we have no doubt in her. We believe she can deliver.
Okay, thank you very much. She's Seye Kuruma, the Western Area 50/50 coordinator. She has been talking about the recent appointment of the first female Attorney General of Sierra Leone in the person of Dr. Priscilla Schwartz. Well, that's in for this edition of Women's World. On behalf of all of us at Broadcasting House, Greenland View, I have been your host, Mrs. Gibson. Thanks for your time. Goodbye.
4:30 to 5 p.m. Women's World could be your best bet.